Is your Yealink phone stuck on the initializing screen? This is one of the most common problems in VoIP deployments and will help you understand why it happens and how to fix it. As of 2025, initialization issues account for approximately 23% of all Yealink support tickets. This makes it the most common technical problem users face with these phones. There are three main categories of problems that cause initialization issues. First, firmware problems including corrupted files or incompatible versions. Second, network configuration issues like DHCP server problems, VLAN tagging errors, or DNS resolution failures. Third, provisioning conflicts with incorrect server settings or authentication credentials. The first troubleshooting step is always power cycling. Disconnect the power cable for at least 30 seconds, then reconnect it. This clears temporary memory issues and forces a complete restart of the initialization process. Next, verify your network connections. Check that the Ethernet cable is securely connected to both the phone and the network switch. Ensure the switch port is active and providing power. If you suspect a cable issue, try a known good cable. Also confirm that power over Ethernet is working properly. Understanding your network infrastructure is crucial. Yealink phones need proper IP address assignment through DHCP, access to DNS servers for name resolution, and correct VLAN configuration if your network uses VLANs for voice traffic separation. If these basic troubleshooting steps don't resolve your initialization issue, don't worry. The problem likely requires more advanced diagnostics, including network configuration analysis, firmware recovery, or factory reset procedures. These advanced techniques will be covered in the next section. When basic troubleshooting fails to resolve the initializing issue, we need to perform more advanced troubleshooting steps. The first step is attempting a factory reset, which will restore the phone to its original default settings. To perform a factory reset, hold the OK button on your Yealink phone during power on. Continue holding until the word Reset appears on the display, then select Reset to Factory from the menu options. This factory reset will clear all configuration conflicts and return the phone to its default state. Allow the phone to complete its initialization cycle, which typically takes 5 to 10 minutes. If the factory reset doesn't resolve the issue, the problem may be network-related. We need to investigate the network configuration by accessing the phone's web interface and manually configuring network settings. Access the phone's web interface by entering its IP address into a web browser. From here, you can manually configure static IP settings, DNS servers, and VLAN configurations if DHCP issues are suspected. Here's an example of the account configuration page where you can verify SIP server settings, outbound proxy configuration, and NAT traversal settings that are critical for proper phone registration. For firmware-related initialization problems, you'll need to manually download and install the correct firmware. This process requires careful attention to firmware compatibility and integrity verification. Download the appropriate firmware from the Yealink support portal, ensuring you select the correct version for your specific phone model. Use TFTP or HTTP protocols to manually install the firmware onto the device. Always verify the firmware's integrity using checksums before installation. This PowerShell example shows how to generate an MD5 hash to ensure the firmware file hasn't been corrupted during download. Finally, validate your provisioning server configuration. Check that the server URL is accessible, authentication credentials are correct, and the configuration file syntax is properly formatted. Review the auto-provisioning settings carefully. Ensure the server URL is correct, credentials are valid, and the provisioning schedule is appropriate for your environment. These settings are crucial for automatic phone configuration. By systematically addressing factory resets, network configuration, firmware integrity, and provisioning server validation, you can effectively resolve most initializing issues on Yealink phones. These advanced troubleshooting steps provide a comprehensive approach to problem resolution.